Hey everyone! So, if you're in tech, you know the feeling, right? That 3 a.m. page that jolts you awake, the flood of Slack messages, and the mad scramble to figure out what just broke. Well, today, we're going to talk about Athenas, a system that's designed to bring some serious order to that chaos. It's all about turning that raw data into smart, automated action.
So let's just start with a really simple but powerful question. What if an alert, instead of just being a red flag that screams, hey, something's broken, could actually kick off its own repair process, all by itself? That's the big idea we're going to unpack right now.
And you know, the answer to that question actually has a name. It's called the agentic knock, and this is a totally different way of thinking about how we keep our systems healthy and running.
So what on earth is an agentic knock? Well, picture your typical network operations center. But instead of a room full of people staring at dashboards, it's powered by this team of collaborative software agents. It's like having a digital crew of specialists who are on the clock 24/7, they never get tired, and each one is an expert at its own little job. The big idea here isn't about replacing people, it's about moving from human watching to automated working.
And this slide really nails the difference. The old way is all reactive, right? An alert goes off, we start digging through logs, and we just get buried in noise and alert fatigue. The new way, it's proactive. You have software agents working together, automatically gathering evidence and turning all that noise into a clear signal that actually tells you what to do. It is a massive shift.
And this quote from the original project, it just says it all. The whole system is event-oriented. So it's not constantly checking, hey, is everything okay? It just springs into action the second something happens. And that action can be one of two things. It can be passive, basically acting like a super smart assistant that arms the engineers with all the right info, or it can be active, where it actually rolls up its sleeves and goes in to fix the problem itself.
So how does this all work in practice? Let's follow the life of a single incident. We're going to trace it from that very first faint signal that something's off all the way to a resolution. And, maybe most importantly, how this system learns from it.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. It all kicks off by taking a mountain of noisy data and refining it down into one clean signal. Then, a team of digital specialists, our agents, takes over the investigation. And finally, they all talk to each other and share what they find in a central, organized place. Let's break that down piece by piece. Every single incident starts out as just pure noise. An alert fires, and it gets sent to the first brain in this whole operation, the orchestrator. And you can seriously think of it like an intelligent doorman or a bouncer. It takes this avalanche of alerts, throws out all the duplicates, groups together the ones that are related, and adds really important context. So you go from, say, 50 confusing alerts to just one clean, standardized event that's ready to go. So now that we have that clean event, the software agent team, our digital SRE team, gets to work. And each one has a very specific job. You've got the triage agent, which is like the ER doc, deciding how serious this is. Then the evidence agent puts on its detective hat and starts gathering proof. And the runbook agent is the librarian, checking the knowledge base for known fixes. And there are a ton more, each one a specialist.
But wait, how does this whole team communicate without it just becoming total chaos? The solution here is really clever. Instead of every agent trying to talk to every other agent, which would be a total mess, a spaghetti architecture, they all publish what they find to a central hub. It's called the event bus. Any other agent that needs that piece of info just subscribes to it. It keeps everything clean, organized, and super easy to scale.
Okay, but obviously this can't all be done by software alone. There's a really important point where you need human intuition. So let's look at how that handoff happens from the world of agents to our world. And this is so important. The goal isn't to take humans out of the loop, it's to put them at the top of the loop where their judgment really matters. The way the system communicates is really clear here. On one side, you've got agent-to-agent communication. That's all internal, happening on that super fast event bus. It's built for machines. But on the other side, when it's time to talk to a person, agent to human, the system switches gears. It uses the tools we're already in all day, PagerDuty to get your attention, and Slack to actually talk things through.
And for the on-call engineer, this is an absolute game changer. Instead of some cryptic alert, you get this, a full incident card. It comes pre-packaged with an ID, a summary of what's going on, direct links to the right dashboards, and all the initial evidence. The key thing here is that the most stressful part of an incident, just figuring out what is even happening, has already been done for you.
So now the system hits a fork in the road. Should it try to fix this thing itself, or should it just advise the human team?
This choice is a huge safety feature. By default, it's in passive mode. Here, the agents are like expert consultants. They investigate, they recommend, but a human makes the final call. In active mode, they can actually execute known, safe fixes on their own. But, and this is key, they always have to ask for permission before they try anything risky.
And here is the ultimate safety net for that active mode. The agents never, ever get direct access to production systems. They do not have the keys to the kingdom. Instead, they have to submit a formal request to something called the remediation gateway. This gateway is the final checkpoint. It verifies who's asking, what they're asking for, and if that action is even allowed. It's a massive layer of control.
And how does a human grant that permission? It is unbelievably simple. You just get these interactive buttons right inside of Slack. The on-call engineer can approve a rollback or, hit a big red stop everything button all with a single click. This is what they mean by human in control, made simple and effective.
All right, the fire is out, service is restored, but the job isn't done. Actually, now the most important part begins, making sure we learn from what just happened so it never, ever happens again.
The second that fix is confirmed, a whole other chain of automation kicks off. The system automatically drafts the initial postmortem report. It creates the follow-up tickets in Jira, and this part is just amazing, it can even suggest improvements to its own internal playbooks, the runbooks. The whole point is that no knowledge from an incident is ever lost.
So when you put all of these pieces together, what does it all add up to? Well, it's a completely new way of thinking about how we run things. The success of a system like this isn't just magic. It's built on a few really solid foundational principles.
To wrap it all up, a system like Athenas really stands on 4 pillars. It's event-oriented, which makes it fast. It uses aggressive deduplication to cut through all that noise. It's evidence-based, which is how it builds trust with its human counterparts. And of course, its automation is fundamentally secure, so it's always a help and never, ever a risk.
And this leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to chew on. If a system like this can handle all the repetitive, stressful work of fighting fires, what's left for us engineers to do? Well, the focus completely shifts. Instead of just putting out fires, our job becomes designing systems that are fireproof from the start. It's a huge change in how we think about our jobs in technology operations.